Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday night, November 2nd, 2023. This is the Two Men in a Room podcast. I am a co host, Anthony from Orlando, and my other co host.
Vernell, also from Orlando. So what's going on, everybody? We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining on YouTube as well as what, Anthony?
We are also running live on Rumble right now.
Right. That's some exciting news to have people following us on both platforms. So Anthony, I know we headed towards the weekend. Are you excited about the weekend?
I am very excited about the weekend because this weekend we get to roll the clocks back an extra hour. Saturday night, I will be able to get an extra hour of sleep and wake up bright and early on a Sunday, refreshed and ready to go. How do you
I
feel
mean,
about that?
I don't I'm not with the rolling back situation because I just feel like when I'm at work,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, it should be 3 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock. That's my way of thinking. So it just, I don't know. They need to let it stay at one set time and be done with it instead of this back and forth stuff. Just let it go.
But
It's over with.
you get a little more sunshine in the morning.
Well, I mean, I guess if you want to look at it that way, but I mean, I'm a, I'm an early person, so it really, I mean, it is what it is. I guess. So you like when the time roll back?
I like when it rolls back. I don't like when it rolls forward, but I like when it rolls back because then you get to enjoy the extra sleep. For some people who are doing a lot all through the week, yeah, it's nice to handle it. And I
Okay,
don't have a whole lot going on this weekend, which will free up a lot of time to do some other stuff. So it will be greatly needed.
okay. So, but you only get that extra sleep this one time, this one little special day. That's it.
Right. So it replaces the sleep I let lost back in March.
So, what is going on for the topics tonight? Tell us all about it.
Okay, wonderful topics tonight are going to start with an interesting story that popped up today. Have you ever ordered food for lunch and had it delivered?
No, I'm a go get my food type of person. I don't get into the DoorDash and the Uber Eats and all that. I don't get into all that for whatever reason. I mean, not to knock people that do it. So why? What's
Mhm.
going on with
Okay,
DoorDash?
well, I've done it a few times and I've used this company, Doordash. DoorDash is now going to send out an alert before you complete your order that if you are not tipping your DoorDash driver, your order may take a little bit longer than expected time because they are emphasizing that dashers can choose which orders they want to take. And if they see an order with no tip, there might not be as many drivers who want to take it. So, would you tip? Would you not tip? Does this change anything you do if you were to do one of these services?
Okay, so we can look at this in many forms, right?
Right.
So is DoorDash doing it because they're not giving them the proper cut that the driver deserve to so DoorDash could save a lot of money? Then at the same time, um, I think the only thing to do is the right thing to do, and that is to tip an individual because that's how the people make their money. So I'm a person that believe in tipping, um, and I have friends that don't believe in tipping, but I just think it could hurt them and it could harm them at the same time because okay, if they put whoever tipping up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody don't order and they were like, well, why DoorDash taking so long for someone to pick my order because they don't see a tip? It can hurt them at the same time.
Mm. Well, here's my side and what I think, and I've seen it from working in a restaurant, how orders come through and do all that. I think, yeah, there's a couple good points to hit on. Number one is this DoorDash's way of not paying enough to their drivers. So
Correct.
they're just trying to squeeze people out of more money to pay their drivers more because the service is just on the decline and not as many people are using it. I mean, it was a big hit back in 2020 when people were staying home and not going out as much. They were basically door dashing everything they could. There's even a service that'll deliver your alcohol to you. So I think there has been a pretty good decline in services for stuff like this now that people are starting to get out more and starting to go on do their normal things that they're doing. It also looks at you're tipping for something that you haven't received. I had an instance with a pizza shop where I tipped them very well, and it still took them an hour and a half to get my pizza to me when they were literally 5 minutes away. And so, rather than keep ordering from them, I simply banned them. And for anybody who knows me, once I ban something, that's it. We're not going to that restaurant. Even if that's the only restaurant that's open, I will purposely drive 5 miles down the road to go to a completely different restaurant. I won't go to it. I think that, you could tip for stuff like this, but what happens when you get horrible service? It's not the same driver every time. So there was an instance where I got someone else's order. I ordered Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. It wasn't even the right driver. I can't remember if it was the right car. He brought the wrong order and then basically told me, well, you're stuck with it because I can't go back because I don't have enough time. Why am I going to tip for a service like that? That was terrible service.
Yeah,
so I
it's
think
different.
that tipping before you even get the service is a major, major issue. And I think these drivers should realize you're getting tipped for the extra service. There's a lot of places now that are asking for tips and they're not even doing anything differently than they normally would have done. I mean, you get paid to go to the restaurant and make the food. I understand waiters and waitresses get paid at a separate rate. It's usually $2 to $5 an hour. So I understand the tipping there. I understand that. But some people are getting paid their normal wage to be there. One of the cookie shops says, oh, would you like to add an extra tip? Subway, would you like to add an extra tip? Why? You're doing the thing that you're normally doing anyway. There's no added service to any of this. When I go pick up a pizza or pick up Chinese food, I don't tip them. I still have to get up and go, and you were normally going to be there cooking the Chinese food anyway. So what do you need the extra tip for? So I think this may backfire for DoorDash and may actually send a lot of people to Uber and the other ones that are out there, or even just going through to the restaurants that do their own delivery, because you also have the delivery charge on top of that. And for some of these restaurants, delivery charges can be $4, $5, $6, $7. So then you have to add on an extra tip to that just to get the driver to even pick it up. So it kind of bewilders me that they're actually kind of holding your food at ransom for you to pay more to get them to deliver to you. Okay, I'm done right
there. You're okay.
I'm okay. Little Angry Man seeped into this show. We're gonna keep that for Angry Man show.
I think it's different variations of this when it comes to tipping. Some points I do agree with you, like a barber. Okay, I do. When I did have hair, I used to tip my barber, but you're gonna cut anyways. Okay, you went up in the service, and now I'm paying you $5, $10 extra. Even when I get a pedicure, okay, you there to give a pedicure. And this stuff is expensive, or it can add up monthly. I just believe in tipping. So I just think that's the right thing to do. But if I go and pick up my food, there's no need to tip because you're there to cook.
Right.
So, but I understand, like, I have a sister that work at a coffee in a place, and she get tips or whatever because they like her because her personality. She speak. She say good morning everybody. So it's a lot of different things where variation just plays into tipping because you could get me easy if you come up. You're a great waiter. You speak. You laugh. You come and check on me. Several times. So I'm gonna make sure I really, really tip you well. But if you don't, I would tip you, but not as much, because it all depends on how you make me feeling at that moment while I'm, whether I'm getting a haircut, out to eat, getting a pedicure, So it just all depends on what I'm doing, where I'm at, and what's going on in the moment that I'm feeling myself at the time, So, I mean, you have some people that really, really make great tips. That's their livelihood. So, I do encourage people to tip, but with this DoorDash, I tried it, I think once, and I think it was Chick-fil-A or something. But the number one that I wanted, it had done doubled by the time I finished with DoorDash. I'm like, with the surcharges and all this other stuff, I'm like, I might well just go get it at this point.
Well, there is a lawsuit either working its way or has completed that was accusing Chick-fil-A of doubling the cost of food when you would order through delivery. And I have noticed that they do put an increase even when you order through their own delivery system. You could choose between delivering through DoorDash or Chick-fil-A drivers. And even then, you still have a little, but it's the personalized service that I think you tip for. Like if they're, rubbing your feet, they're giving you a massage, if they're cutting your hair, it's the personalized, they're touching and feeling in you. That service, I think you should tip on because, how many people want to put their hands on greasy hair and dirty feet and all that other stuff. So, you give them a little extra for going through that. But the fact that you're simply just picking up food and bringing it to another place, unless you're going to be really fast at what you do, why am I tipping you? Because the driver charge should be covering you. And if it's not, then just charge more. And then if the people think that the service is too expensive, then your business model wasn't right. You got to find a different way of doing stuff.
Well, a lot of people do believe in tipping and a lot of people don't. I'm one that I believe in tipping. So I guess it's to each his own. But I just think it all depends on the service that you're getting. That, yes, you should tip. It like you say, when it comes to manicures, pedicures, conversation, haircuts. But if I'm going to pick up my food, well, baby, I just don't know what to tell you at this point. Now, if we conversating and you making me laugh, and we in the moment, and then sometimes I will tip, but because I noticed there are tip jars everywhere. You like,
oh yeah, everybody's got them now. It's like they want it to be an automatic thing that you just tip at whatever business you're going into now.
Yeah, some of them getting outrageous, but I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one, But I just believe in tipping for personal service, like my hair, pedicure, manicure, whatever the case may be. So I don't know. When I was in New York, there was a gentleman out there. He was holding the door open. I guess that's his way of making money.
Right.
So
That's really old style of doing stuff. Doormen.
yes. And I did tip. I think it was
by.
like $3 or whatever, because I know that's what he was out there for. So,
Right.
but
But some of those doormen do get paid by HOAs or owners of property management, and they actually make really good money. Some of those doormen. So, I mean, the extra tips is nice because they are doing something personalized, opening the door.
Right.
They wouldn't normally be there. So that one's kind of up to your preference.
Yes, I agree. So we're just gonna see what happened with DoorDash and see what kind of foolery they got going on. It's different variations when it comes to that. If they not paying their people enough, so to cover themselves. So we'll see. Anthony,
Okay.
keep us updated on that topic.
Right.
So what's next on your agenda for tonight?
So if you're not spending your money on DoorDash, what's a good thing to be spending your money on? We have the holidays coming up. Are there any big extravagant presents that you think are good to buy? Or are you going to be a Scrooge and just hoard the money and say bah humbug to everybody for Christmas?
Me personally, that each year I believe this is just my little personal opinion, my little old me opinion. Christmas and birthday, I'ma always buy myself something nice. Um, do I need anything? Man, not really. But um, I will spend money if I see something I really like. I will spend money on it, but it all depends on what it is, what it's made out of. Because I read like everything. Like I don't want nothing. I'm not going to spend $400-500 on something and it's not made up to par or made with good quality materials. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of great things that out there to buy. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So let me ask you this
So,
question.
okay, you go first.
What would you spend more money on and what's your limit on it?
Okay, interesting story that came up was Halloween night. It was who's Ashanti dating? Nelly, right?
Right.
It was Nelly's birthday. She bought him a want to say 64 Impala for his birthday. So is buying a car the right type of present for somebody?
I think if you are married and you happily married, I don't even think they married, you know.
No, I think they just got back
Yeah, they
together
just
and
got.
they're
I think
just
they're a
dating
fabulous
right now
couple. I
still.
mean, I
Mm-hmm.
must say that. I think they're a great couple. But yeah, I mean, if you're a millionaire and you just got money to blow, and it's nothing to you, maybe I don't know. They've been friends for a very long time. You know, then they broke up. Now they back together. So, um, I don't know if I'm gonna buy someone a car if I'm not married to them. But again, to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's really hard. That's a hard one for me to
Mm-hmm.
just buy somebody a car and we not married. I just don't know about that thing. I don't know because when you break up, then what happened? You done bought this joker a car. Now you mad because he got another female in the car. So it can go all kind of ways, you know. That's why you have to be in a grown adult to say, hey, if we don't make it, hey, I bought it to him. I can't take it back. It's a gift. Let him have it because it is what it is. You spent the money, is you know. But I just people could think all kind of crazy ways. I just think I personally won't do it if we're not married. If we married, by all means, yes. If I got the money,
Mm-hmm.
yes, no problem. But just in a relationship, I don't think so.
Well, here's how I'll say it should go. If you've got the money to buy a car like you're buying a pair of slippers, then just do it and give it as a gift and seeing it as a gift. And if things don't work out or it's your best friend or whatever, it's just a gift for them. Just
Okay, so
take it
question.
and just
Okay,
walk away.
hold that thought. Hold
Okay.
that thought. So, how long will it take for you to be in a relationship in order to buy your significant other this kind of gift?
Until I'm making enough money to actually be able to buy the gift. I'm not going to
Okay,
finance a
but wait,
car for and give it to somebody.
but
That's
wait.
absolutely ludicrous.
Okay, but wait. If you've been in a
Yes.
relationship for a year or two, will you
Yeah.
buy somebody
Yeah.
a car?
Not if I'm not making enough money to do it.
No. What if you? No. What if you're making enough money?
If I got the money after a year, depends on what happened during that year. I mean, if we've gone through some trials and tribulations, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'd probably buy a car. But if we've just been dating and we just like go on dates and hang out at each other's places and, maybe do a trip or two there. No, you haven't earned it.
Okay. That's fair. I just
Yeah.
think
I'd sooner buy a car for my buddy than I would buy a car for my mom or something. Shaq infamously bought the $200,000 cars, one each for his parents when he got money. So I do it for the family first, a lot sooner.
Of course, you're supposed to
in a relationship. No,
yeah, but
it depends on what we've been through.
Right, that is your parents. You better have. I would hope, especially for those that
Yes, it would.
60. He better.
Yeah.
We gonna have some issues, but I just feel like parents always come first.
Right.
Especially if you have a great relationship with your parents. Some people do, some people don't. But I just think that you should always look out for mom. Mom gonna always be there no matter what the situation may be. Hopefully.
So
how
big is too big for a present in a relationship?
In a relationship, okay, I feel like, shoes and clothes, that's nothing.
Okay.
That's nothing. I mean, you don't buy nobody no house. You don't buy nobody no car. You don't buy nobody no.
What if they want
rings and
a $2,000 pair of boots?
It all depends on how long you've been in this relationship with this individual now. And is this individual worth it? And will this individual also gift you the same way?
What if they can't?
Now, if they can't, it's a toss-up for me. It's a toss-up for me. Okay. Because I'm always buy myself nice things. And I'm not going to buy nobody else nothing that I wouldn't wear or I wouldn't buy for myself. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody different. But if the person really can't, $2,000 is just, it's not going to happen. Now, if we're talking a couple of hundreds, whatever, especially if I got it, it is what it is. But yeah, it all depends on how long I've been in a relationship, what we've been through, what we're going through at the moment. That would determine what I would buy the individual and how much I would spend on them,
Mm-hmm.
So
how much would you spend on yourself?
Oh, I have no limit on me. I just feel like if I see something, I like the most I don't spend on shoes, which ain't a lot, like $300.
So black card limit on anything for yourself.
For myself, yes. There's right. I would buy me a Louis Vuitton bag. I would buy me pants that cost over $100. Because it's me. I work for me. So, but I do understand, because I don't think you would spend a lot on yourself. Am I correct?
No, I'm actually quite the opposite. I would probably buy the same stuff I always buy, but would buy nicer stuff for her.
But see, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that.
Why is there a problem?
Because why would you cheat yourself, but do it for the missus or her or whatever you want to call her?
Because I don't cheat myself. I'm a simple man. I wear simple brands and I don't wear extravagant stuff. Like occasionally I dress up in a shirt and tie, maybe a suit jacket, but I don't wear it regularly enough that I would actually spend good money on it.
But wait, a man should always have these things in the closet.
Which things?
I don't care what nobody say. A man should always have $100 cologne in the closet. A man should always have a designer belt in the closet. And a man should always have a nice pair of shoes in the closet.
Okay.
Because when you go on a date and this could be the one. You want to smell good, look good, and you want to feel comfortable with yourself. I mean, you
Right.
can't be cheesy all the time. You just can't be cheesy all the time when you go out to dinner, go to wherever you going on a date or whatever the case may
Right.
be. Come on
Right.
out, you got to spruce yourself up,
Who's
look
being
fab.
cheesy with Van Heusen?
That's cheesy.
That's a good brand. It's a real good brand. I've
Okay, so
seen their outlet store. It's a
okay,
good brand.
that's a good brand to
Okay.
you. Okay.
Right.
So everybody got something there to spend money on. I know people that spend $100 on nails, $300 on wigs.
Mm-hmm.
You have those that love they phones, that they gonna get a phone every time a new phone come out. You know me, I have a phone for 5-6 years. Long as you give me my shirt, my shoes, I mean, and I'm good. I love clothes and shoes. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Now you love cars. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure if you had the money, there's no limit that you won't spend on a car.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That is true.
See, me, just give me a car and I'm good. I don't have to have the fancy of the fancy as far, because I'm not a car person. Just get in,
Mm-hmm.
crank up, and let's just roll. I mean, it ain't going to be no cheesy car, but it's going to be a nice car. But I'm not finna just go and spend all this money on a car. I want my house to look fabulous on the inside. I'm going to spend money on good quality furniture and stuff like that. See, you may not.
If I had the money, I'd probably update a few things that I have.
I just think if you got
Like,
money, I
I'd
should
look
not.
for a good value, though.
Huh?
I'd look for good value, though.
Why?
I mean, you can have a $300 couch that's way better than a $3,000 couch.
Child, please. I mean,
You can.
$300 couch ain't that cheap, but you want good quality furniture, especially if you got the money.
Right.
Don't
Comfortable
cheat
furniture.
yourself on certain things if you have the money. Like when I buy
Right.
shoes, I'm gonna look to see what the shoe is made out of. I'm gonna get the Italian leather, the calf skin leather, the sheepskin, whatever, because that's good quality material and it's going to last a very long time. So that's just me. I'm gonna pay attention to the detail when I buy something. Some people just see something and just buy because they like it, and then you got some people just don't even care. They just like, you got some people not into labels. You got people that are into labels. I'm into labels. You not into labels. But I still think every individual should have a nice perfume or cologne in the closet for the special occasion, your wedding, your fruns, and out on dates, stuff like that. Because you want to smell good when you up under somebody. You looking fab, you feeling fab, and you smelling fab. You don't want to look a mess and smell a mess when you go out on occasions. You should look or smell a mess, period. But what I'm saying is, take the time out to save for that nice bottle of perfume or cologne, that nice belt for whatever occasion. You should always keep, beige and your navy, your black in your closet for certain occasions, because you could dress that up with a lot. So, that's something to think about. I know women is different, but men, have your designer belt, have your nice cologne. If you need to, go to Marshalls, go to Ross, get your little Burberry, get your little because Tom Ford is very expensive. So I know some of y'all not gonna do that. But save up for a nice bottle of cologne so you can make the missus or your girlfriend, a little moist, saying, "Ooh, he smells delicious." They may want to take a bite out of a crime at that moment.
Another great suggestion. Yeah, don't buy at IKEA if you can afford the good stuff.
Oh,
apparently, IKEA is a bad brand too, apparently.
Listen, I went to IKEA, right? So I'm like, okay, what is this hype about IKEA when it first came out?
The meatballs.
And I was like, I went in IKEA, but the moment I realized that you have to put everything together at IKEA, I was back out the door. I skedaddled. because I'm not gonna build nothing. I'm not gonna put nothing together. I'm not doing all that foolishness. It's too much. That's not for me. I know you could build and you like
That's the
putting
best
stuff
part.
together. I'm not gonna do that. I just can't do it. It's too much. When you open IKEA stuff, you got all these tools, you got all these nuts and bolts and pieces and parts. I don't have time for all that. No. I'm gonna spend the extra money so it can be put together. That way, when it get delivered to my house, it's together. I am not gonna take the time out to do all that foolery. I got other things to do to sit here trying to figure out how to put something together. I'm really not hands-on when it comes to building stuff, putting stuff together. So I'm gonna skip that category and pay the extra money or fee or whatever it's gonna cost for someone to do it for me. But I know you hands-on, you like foolishness like that. But I'm not gonna get these fingers dirty and crusty and all that for it. No.
There's 3 great things about IKEA.
What?
1, you get to put the stuff together like Legos. 2, the meatballs are pretty good there. 3, their stores are all built like mazes. So it's fun trying to get through the maze to get to the end to get out of there. 3 best things about IKEA.
I have had their breakfast once, and another occasion with a friend, and I think they cinnamon roll, they hot dog chips and a beverage. I think. I mean, it wasn't bad. I must give it that. But I'm not amazed. Yes, you have to figure it all out. Now, when it comes to the little trinkets, the little things like the little plants, silverware, pots and pans and all that. Okay, I would do that. But all that other foolishness that you got to put together, it's not happening. It's not happening. No, I want to go in a store, pick out what I like, and that's how I want to be when it get delivered, not in a box. And I make sure I state that clearly. I'm not putting it together. Whatever I need to do, it better be together when it get here. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not. And people do love IKEA. Don't get it twisted. They love IKEA. Oh, yeah. It's just not for me. I'm not putting IKEA down. It just ain't for me. So you may go buy something because you like putting stuff together. I'm not doing it.
Right. So you're not the hands-on type?
No. So I'm not doing it.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about women who are the hands-on type? Who are
I think they're so
doing
cute.
The manly jobs and putting things together and doing all that greasy stuff.
I think it's real cute. I think it's cute and sexy for a woman to be driving, semi-trucks, doing manly things. Because if that's what they like to do, I think it's real cute. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I'm not going to drive no 18-wheeler. I'm not going to be driving no dump truck. It's not for me. But you have people out there that love doing manly things, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's sexy. I think it's cute. I think it's real fishy when they do it because that's what they like. I like that. There's nothing wrong with it. So if a man see them doing these type of things and they want to try to date them, they know good and well they need to be on board, making sure they got a hammer and a sledge and all this foolishness. Because why she could do it, but you can't do it? That don't match. Or she may not care that you don't do it, but that's something she like to do. So I guess it all depends on the individual. But I think it's real cute to see women doing manly things. I just love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. What about you? You don't?
Hell no! That is not sexy as hell. You see,
why?
What?
Tell me why.
Saw a woman tow truck driver, hair all knotted up under her hat, looked more like a dude than anybody. That is not sexy. I don't know. Beta men, those are probably the men that love that stuff because they can't do it themselves.
No, not necessarily. Because when she come home from work, she's going to transform on you. And that's the sexy part about it. So you got to get them. You can't just Okay, here you go with this stereotype foolishness. You know, this
And
may
she
be the
starts
woman of your
transforming.
dream, and you stereotyping her because she's driving a dump truck. You know, she probably just like the dump truck industry. What's wrong with it? She making her coins. No, she making her coins because you got to realize it's something out there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
why not? Why a woman can't drive an 18-wheeler? Why a woman can't, drive a lawnmower?
Okay. I'm not saying she can't. I'm saying she's not sexy. Okay.
You can't
I've
look
seen
at the
some of the
sexy part because
Facebooks
she's
of
in
these
her
women
mode.
truck drivers. They are not that sexy.
I'm talking about when they come home and transform.
Shut them shows. They transform.
When they come home and take a shower, put on their girly stuff or whatever the case may be. But you have some that just a stud, and that's what they like to do.
I'm trying to keep this PC because we're on YouTube. Also.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, they're gonna come home and transform and put the strap on and become the man of the house, and they're gonna take you down for pounding.
No,
that's
you
what
do have some studs that like that, and to each his own. But you do have girly people that drive these things or work and like it, but they do come home and transform to the woman that you want them to be, and there's nothing wrong with it.
But that's not the woman I want her to be.
Okay, but it's okay. But you said the key word "you." Everybody ain't you.
But
so when you see them, don't you look at them. So you go wherever you feel like yours is at. So if you see a woman in a 18-wheeler or a dump truck or whatever, you turn your head because that's not for you.
Okay,
but
we have
what I'm saying is, I just think it's cute to see them. That's all.
Okay, we've got a pretty good audience that watches this show.
Okay.
I want someone to take a photo of a truck driver or mechanic or something like that, where you see her as in her work position and then at home with a guy. Now, I don't want any of those OnlyFans that try to pretend they're the sexy mechanic or any of that stuff. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about real, actual engineer, mechanic, truck driver, any of that stuff that he said. Get a photo of them with their significant other. I'd like to see the results of that kind of a poll.
I think
you're going to be surprised. A lot of men who are going to be into, oh my God, that's sexy.
I think you'll be surprised. I really do. I think you'll be surprised. I think you really would be surprised. But I mean, to each his own. And then if that's what they want to do, you let them do it. But
I've hung with some female mechanics, and yet they're the coolest to hang out with. They'll drink as much as you. They'll laugh. They'll joke. It's all fun. It's all great. But when you start trying to look into a relationship with this person, it never works. Never works because you have two alphas going at each other, and it just doesn't. It just dissolves really, really quickly, and it just doesn't work. So that's why I can't see that as why would a girl want to try to look like a guy? That's not attracting guys. Put your hair all up, no makeup, grease all over you. Why are you trying to go for that look?
They're not trying to go for their look. That's just their work atmosphere. But when they come home, once again, they transform.
I gotta see the stress. I don't think they transform. I think they go home, they put on their Lane Bryant pants, and they put on their cheap wife beater that they bought at Walmart, and they sit down, crack a couple beers, and watch their shows on TV. Here's a great comment. Maybe they're trying to attract a woman.
They could. It could be. But okay, you said two. Okay, you You mentioned two things just now. One,
Right.
why it got to be Lane Bryant, first of all, and why it got to be a t-shirt from Walmart. Why? Why
Because
did you
I have
include those two
never
things?
seen man or woman, any truck driver wearing anything high end. Those are not the high end people.
Once again, I have.
Where?
I have.
What were they wearing?
They had on and actually this is my niece on my brother's side. She gonna buy her J's. She gonna buy her J's and she gonna buy the retros. You know, they $200 a pop and up, and then she gonna have her designer belt and her smell good. So you know,
is she with anyone?
Huh?
Is she with anyone?
Yeah.
Is she dating anyone?
Yes.
And dude's totally cool.
Yeah.
Finds it sexy?
Yeah, because you can't look at it as, oh, she drive a truck. That's not the point. It's the check, baby. It's the check that's coming in. That's all that matters. You know, at my job, there was a couple that was they use a term when it's two of them driving a truck, a team drive. So it was a couple, but they team drove, but it was husband and wife. They would take turns driving.
Right.
To go out of state. So it's all in the family. The coins stay in the family between the husband and the wife. So she's driving a 18-wheeler along with him. So what is the problem?
One guy. I'm gonna put a survey out, and I'm gonna see what this gets, because most men are not gonna find that sexy.
No, you don't find that sexy.
No, most men won't find that sexy.
No,
we go downtown. We go downtown in the middle of the day, talk to all the businessmen that are there, and ask them if they find that sexy. And I guarantee you're going to find less than 10% find that sexy.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I really don't. You know, it's a whole world out here. So you can't limit yourself on someone because of what they work ethics are or where they work at. You know, it all depends. It's where you meet them at, how they make you feel, and all that. You know, don't knock someone because they driving a semi or whatever they doing, whatever their job is. You may be missing out on something, Anthony.
I'm not knocking them for the job they have, but that's not the image and personality that most masculine men are going to want. You're going to want a feminine type girl. You're usually going to look in the services department, secretary, or human relations or stuff like that. You don't want a lawyer. You don't want a real estate agent. You don't want management. You don't want, because the controlling aspects bump heads way too much. Now you can have these little beta males that can't put together IKEA or anything else in their life. They find those women sexy because they think, oh my gosh, she can do what I can't do. That's really hot.
That's your way of thinking, though.
That's their
your way of thinking.
That's not my way of thinking.
Yes, it is.
Go out into the world and go do surveys.
Why you don't want nobody that manage a company or whatever the case may be? Because you want to be in control of the relationship.
Exactly.
That's why. You can't be in control of the relationship. It's a
because she is going to pick up traits as she's going up the corporate ladder. There are going to be aggressiveness, confrontation.
It's going to be that anyways in the relationship. No relationship is perfect. You is not to run the relationship on your own. I've been trying to tell you this for a long time. It's not all about you in this relationship. It's not all about you and your controlness. You're going to bump heads.
It's not controlling it. It's leading it to success.
No, child, please.
Yes.
No, sir. No,
That's the problem with modern women. They don't know how to be led to success.
With you.
So they're out there trying to do their own thing and trying to be successful. And when then they get it, then they wonder why no guys want to date them.
No,
Well,
because you
maybe
got
because
silly
you're
guys, just as like you probably got silly women, but you is afraid. You want to take control of the relationship, and that's not the way of the world today.
so who
That's back
controls the
in
relationship?
that's back in ancient years. That's back in ancient years when the man used to really control the relationship. Honey, child, please, we done moved on into the new millennium. You got to let it go. And get you a woman that drives an 18-wheel. That's probably gonna be the best time of your life.
You ever put somebody who doesn't know how to drive a boat in the position of driving a boat?
Well, it don't matter.
They
It
just
don't
go around
matter.
in circles.
You learn from everything. You learn. Keep driving the boat, baby. You gonna learn how to drive that boat. You know, it's okay. It's really
A
okay.
lot of women do not want to be in control. They want
No,
somebody
you
else
want to
to
be in
do it.
control.
They want somebody else to do it,
No,
and they're
no,
okay with that.
no. You have
Look
to
at
be. You have to be independent.
We're already
No one should depend on nobody. I don't care
There-
who it is. Because at the
there's a
end of the day, you
great
are responsible for your own life and actions.
there's a great, I believe it's TikTok video
Uh-huh.
of a lady, I believe she's in a major city, says she has to jump on the train at 7, work her 9 to 5, and be home at 7 or 8. And she just hates it because she just has to do the dishes, has to do the cooking, has to do everything after all that. And she has no time for the rest of the day. And I know you can sit there and you can knock the girl and say, oh, stop whining, just go do your job. My answer to that is you're a very pretty girl. Go meet a great guy who's already got a great career. Then you've got more time when you don't have to work or you work part-time.
She's very independent, and that's how she should be.
She don't want to be. I'm gonna
You
get
don't
the
know
video
that.
for you. She doesn't. She says she doesn't like it.
Well, she need to get a different job to where she don't have to catch the train and the bus and all that. She need to work out her schedule. She need a different schedule, or just find a man that gonna take care of her. But nobody should want nobody to take care of them.
There we go. As a woman, I want a man to be helpful and supportive, and I will give him the same. Well, there you go. I hope you find that great man for you.
And she will, because she's won 50-50. She gonna do the same, and that's how it should be.
You don't want 50-50.
Not somebody taking control of a relationship, Anthony.
If they know what they're doing, yeah, they should be controlled.
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir. No, sir. Nightmare, I agree with you. Thank you for that comment. We're gonna put Anthony in his place eventually. It will change your thought, the way of thinking, and get you a nice woman. You listen to her, and she listen to you, and y'all working out. There's no perfect relationship. You're gonna bump heads. There's no one controlling nobody. You work it out together. It's called communication. You listen to one another, and both of y'all got to make sacrifices to make it work. Now, we've been on here.
Wait.
Now, you're making me think of Dream Girls already, child. Because Dream Girls finna go off at 10 o'clock. I got to be out there with Jennifer Hudson and them come out and sing the last part. So say what you gotta say.
What sacrifices are each party making?
When you're in a relationship, if the female don't like certain things and you don't like certain things, you talk about it and say, okay, I can try to change it, or let's work on it and try to make this thing better. That's it. You know, it is what it is. So you either gonna be single all your life, or you're gonna work on certain issues with the individual to make it work. It's up to you. I can't say what I want to say because we lie.
We're on Rumble.
So I mean, we'll say that for another whole day.
Okay. We'll save that for a Rumble only show.
Right.
And we'll go live on that, and we'll let you know what day that's going to be, and then we'll go for there. All right, we're going to wrap it up tonight. I'm going to let everybody know we are going to be dropping another video on the Angriest Man in Orlando channel tomorrow. It's on a favorite topic of mine, Disney. And I'm going to go over the monorail stopping yesterday, and I'm going to explain why that was actually a good thing for Disney. So I'll still tell you why I'm angry at them, but that was a good thing. And I'll explain why in tomorrow's show. And then we might have a pop-up show in the next couple of days also. So Stay tuned to the channel on that. Any quote of the night? Any
Okay, quote
messages?
of the night, since we don't went through all this or whatever.
Yes.
Never depend on no one. Get your life in order. Never depend on no one. Get your life in order. You know, that's all I got to say.
We got a little love from
Me.
Pernell.
Thank you,
tonight.
Nightmare. Thank you. I love you back. Thank you for watching. We're gonna get Mr. Anthony, the Angry Man, in his proper place, because child, this is some work that need to be worked on, baby. He needs to go to IKEA and get something so he can sit there and put it together and think about what we just told him tonight. You know, thank each and everyone on Rumble and YouTube for watching. Always remember, me and Anthony, we love you for free. Tell a friend, tell an associate, tell a neighbor. Thank you and good night.
Good night, everyone.